Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a review of You Can't Be in a Rom-Com with Your Childhood Friends, Episode 6. Now, here's the day-old question. What is in a rom-com? What makes a beach rom-com good? When you have a rom-com and a beach episode, there are a plethora of answers. Answers that is kind of like, not obvious, but we all know what a beach rom-com is going to have. One, fan service. Of course it's going to have fan service in a rom-com. Why bother that? Two, confessions. We all gonna get a rom-com where we're gonna get confessions. Three, we're gonna get those classic rom-coms where there's gonna be secrets reveals, confessions. Not only that, it's gonna be one of those things where you look upon and you're like, we see where we're gonna expect some good old montage of having fun. That's what makes a beach rom-com worthwhile. But when it comes to beach rom-coms, the biggest thing is this: confessions. That is the biggest drawback. That is the biggest answer to all things in a beach rom-com. Last week, what we got was a prequel. It was a preview of what we're gonna suspect for a beach rom-com. But you already got that. And we got that last week. This week is one of those times where we sat down and said, you know what? It's gonna happen. It's going to happen. This is another beach anime this is like a collage of beach animes were bound to happen. And like I said, we're gonna get confessions where one girl stepped up, and it's Akari. Now, again, tsunderes gets the guy sometimes. Let's call it like it is. There are some animes that 9 times out of 10, not really 9 times out of 10. Sometimes a tsundere gets the guy at the end of a rom-com, It all depends. Like, let's look at people like Nagatoro. Perfect example. She gets the guy. Toradora, Taiga, Tomo from Tomo-chan's a Girl. Oh, that other tsundere anime, the one with the I'm getting married to a girl I hate in class. I'm getting married to a girl I hate. She's a tsundere. So again, we're getting a plethora of tsundere characters that's gonna get oh, I forgot. Chitoge from Nisekoi. Chizuru later on, we got Kazuya. But you see what I'm saying? The tsunderes always get that rom-com prevail because they always get this. And like this episode, we have got it. So without further ado, let's get right to the episode. Okay, so this is a beach episode, guys. This is a beach episode. We're not surprised by the fan service of galore. That is, you can't be in a rom-com with your childhood friends. So we all know we're gonna get this with a whole lot of play action, a lot of water smashing, volleyball, fan service. We already know that. And here's the thing, guys. I love the MC in this episode. Let me tell you this. I love the MC in this episode so much because he loves rom-coms just as much as me. I feel like if I was back in my days in high school, I met this guy, I would have talked about rom-coms. I would have said, hey, have you watched Right the Girlfriend? And me and him, we would have studied rom-coms together. We would have read rom-coms among and just discuss who's the best, who's gonna what girl. And we will study pros and cons of what not to do in a rom-com. I'm looking at this guy and he knows this is the beach rom-com. I know I got myself respected. So he knows dead on. Look, he knows dead on. This is a beach rom-com. They're gonna show fan service. Wake up. Just think about something else. Think positive. Don't think negative. Think the positive. You have an angel on your side. Forget the devil list. You know how you got the angel and devil shoulders? Just pop the devil. Let's focus on let's just click some clams and those shells and whatnot. Just don't think about it. So he tried to think about it. But then you got Shiro and Runa just like grabbing him and all that. I'm like, he's trying not to think about it so hard. And Akane is the MVP of this episode because I feel like every episode we have seen every character get a moment, an episode. Shiro got an episode. Akane got an episode. Runa got an episode. But this right here was her episode. This was Akari's episode. This was her episode. And so, yeah, we got a beach montage and, him getting a nosebleed because he feels so embarrassed. That's common to most rom-coms. They always get like a nosebleed and all that. So just tell you something like, yeah, he's blushing because he can't admit that. But still, we did get some beach moments going on in this episode, and we did. That was the first half. Now we're in from the beginning to the middle. Let's get to the middle to the end. So after a beach rom-com we got from the cast, Akari and Sekai, they missed the bus. They missed the bus, and Runa and Shio was just Runa and Shio was sleeping on the bus, so they forgot that these two. So now that they left, it's up to Akari, the tsundere girl that everybody likes. The tsundere girl that everybody likes, literally try to pretend like nothing ever happens, and that's common because again, tsunderes don't often show off their emotions. They always blush from the side and push the MC because deep down we all know tsunderes always gets the guy. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes, depending on the person. So she freaks out because of a cat, and you know he's a nice guy. This guy is you talk about a childhood friend who helps out a friend. This guy is that person. I mean, this guy will carry on your back and literally just like get on my back, just do it. You're hurt. He's very protective of her, and there was some, and we got to see the backstory of these two. Like one time they were kids, and he always helped them out. There was a time when she lost her cat. Her pet cat died, and he was there to help her cheer up. You know, he's always there to protect Akari. So as they were walking, they got through the town, and everyone was happy. But now, you know, the nearest hotel is all that matters. But the moms, look, I gotta give props to the moms in this right here. I gotta give props to the moms. We don't really talk about their moms in these shows, but I gotta tell you right now, I gotta give props for their moms. I mean, the fact that they planned this whole thing out for them to just like, they're together. Let's get a share hotel room together. You know what's funny? It reminds me of, when Rent a Girlfriend. Let me just Rent a Girlfriend example. Remember back in season 1 when Kazuya and Chizuru's grandma decided to stir the pot up even more by having them share the same room together. That was that. So I do give props for the mom to have them share the hotel room together. But this was all the MC's idea. Like, oh wait a minute, beach, rom-com, beach, staying at night at a hotel. This is definitely a rom-com situation he's in. And so he's thinking about what to do, what to say. I mean, like, he's just thinking. But this is Akari's trolling way. Like, she kind of changed in this episode. If you go back to the previous episode, she was always tsundere-ish kind of way. But in this one, she's not being tsundere-ish. She's not being like a try-hard tsundere. Like in this part when they shared a hotel bed, she ain't freaking out. When they were eating dinner together, she ain't freaking out. And then when he spilled the hot tea, she would normally freak out because she'd be mad he spilled some on her purse, but she didn't freak out. She just went up and just looked at his finger. You know, that's it. But that's all it is. And then when they share a bed together, yeah, he knows the justifications of a rom-com. When there's 2 mattresses in the same room, you move to the side. So he knows. But Akari is just bold in this episode. She is super bold because of what Runa did. You gotta remember, last week, Runa was trolling. And because of that, Akari saw this as a way like, okay, Runa says, I love you, Oni-chan. Okay, now I'm gonna have to step up my plate. Since everybody has stepping up their plate, I need to step up my plate. And we got that. To a point where Akari just literally sat down, looking, and wanted to sleep next to her. Sleep next to the MC. Normally she'll freak out. But again, this was her moment of shyness. This was her moment of bulletproof. It's like watching her just like release all the tsundere out of her body from this episode and just be herself. And we did. So she slept next to him, literally said, I love you. Say I love you. But the way she said it in a deep, sleepy voice. Like, you ever say, let's be honest, have you ever been going to sleep and you say some random gibberish words out of your mouth, then the next day you don't know what you said? That's what Akari did. She slept next to him and literally said, I love you. Now, for his sake, he's like, what? He freaks out. That's his way of like, oh my God, I am so screwed. I am so screwed. I am so screwed. That's what he's looking at. Now, next morning, he's all wake up. He's fine. He didn't get enough sleep. You can see the bags on his eye. He didn't get enough sleep. But Akari's went back to her tsundere way, and he left. It's funny because they didn't get on the bus together. she left him. She went back to her old Sundarish way, but then she realized at the end, like, I did say I love you? Yeah, you did. You counter-strike it. You did. It's like you pull off I'm gonna use Call of Duty as a perfect example. It's like you pulled off a counter UAV and you didn't even know you had a counter UAV. You activated it. You didn't even know. You called off a predator. You called off a missile strike. You didn't even know you called it a missile strike. That's what you did. And for Akari case, it's like, yeah, you did. You channel your inner and outer tsundere-ish out of yourself, in and out of your body, and then the confession. So I give you props. But overall, though, this episode was really good. I mean, like, for real, though, this was an episode we expected because this was a beach episode, because last week we got a preview, a prequel to a beach episode, which got us to this. And and it was a beach rom-com. So we're not surprised of it. So the next rom-coms that we're going to get later on is a school festival. And when it comes to school festival rom-coms, we're bound to see more and more conclusions, more confessions, not school day-ish, but still, we're about to see that later on. So thank you for watching my review of the show. I look forward for next week's episode, and I'll see you soon.